Okay, we gotta talk about Hawkeye episode 3. Okay, disclaimers obviously. If you liked the Hawkeye TV show, and if you liked episode 3 of the Hawkeye show, and you don't want to see a video in which I explain and dismantle how stupid and ridiculous this episode is and how incompetent the writers are, if you don't want to watch a video that explains that, might I suggest you go watch another video with, like, I don't know, cats or something more along your speed. Because in this video, I'm basically going to explain to you how goddamn stupid this show is. Because there's so many people that love this episode, and somebody has to explain to you idiots how goddamn ridiculous this episode is. And I might as well do it because I'm here for you. I do this for you. It's just the type of guy I am. So where to start? I want to start. I want to start with my favorite scene in this episode. I'll probably talk about the other episodes. It's just that the problem with the Hawkeye show is that I went into this show kind of like with the mentality of when I went into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where I could actually take the show seriously, right? As opposed to, a train wreck that was Loki and the dumpster fire that was WandaVision. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though there were some parts of it that I didn't like, for the most part, it was an enjoyable show that I could take seriously. So I thought I could walk into Hawkeye with that same level of seriousness and taking the show seriously. Obviously, it was going to be a little bit more funny and a little bit more humor-based, but I could at least take it seriously. Episode 3 went, screw that. There is absolutely no way you can take this show seriously. And I'm going to explain why. Like I said, the first 2 episodes were a little slow and dull and still like weak, so I couldn't really cover it. But episode 3, I have to talk about. So let's talk about my favorite scene in episode 3, which is the really emotional scene between Clint and his son on the phone and Kate, writing down what's being said. And it's like, oh, it's just so heartwarming and heart-wrenching and such absolute bullshit. Because why couldn't Clint tell his son, hello, son? Yeah, my hearing aid's broken. You're going to have to text me. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Hold on, Kate. I'm going to take this. That's all he had to do. All Clint had to do was tell his son, my hearing aid's broken. You have to text me. But you can't do that because then how else are you going to have that bullshit, fake, emotional scene between Kate, Clint, and the son? That scene never should have happened. Why couldn't Clint tell his son his hearing aid is broken? Was his son going to stop loving him if Clint confessed that his hearing aid was broken? No. So why couldn't he tell his son that his hearing aid was broken? And he told he thought it was his wife, and he tells his wife, can you text me? But for some reason can't tell his son to text him? Why not? It's just... So there, in a nutshell, is the main problem is the overall issue with this show is that the writers are so stupid they don't know how they're forcing the scenes that they come up with. Speaking of this hearing aid, okay, get this. So Clint, his hearing aid is busted, right? Now, he needs to get it fixed. Well, I'm thinking, why can't you just go home and don't you have a replacement? Well, no, can't do that. That would make sense. Can you not call your wife to get a replacement one? Well, no, can't do that. That would make sense. Oh, here's an idea. Why don't you go to a hearing aid repair store to get your hearing aid fixed? Just go on Google. Excuse me. Just go on Google, type in hearing aid repair shop, and you can actually have a list of a store, of a shop that actually specializes in repairing hearing aids. No. What does this show do? This show has Clint and Kate go find a random doctor. And they go to the doctor, excuse me, doctor, but can you use your electronic repair skill that you learned in medical school to fix this hearing aid? Like, did the writers of this show actually think that doctors are able to repair hearing aids as opposed to going to an actual hearing repair shop? And what is wrong with you people? Like, you're watching this scene and you're going, yeah, obviously doctors can repair hearing aids. Those doctors all have electronic repair skill? Yeah, because after I bring my hearing aid, once my toaster breaks, where do I go? Well, I bring my toaster to a doctor. Like, what is wrong with you people? The charger. We got to talk about the charger. So, oh my God, this show is so pathetic. So Kate and Hawkeye, they escaped from the building that they were caught in, right? By the tracksuit mafia. And Hawkeye runs past the 72 Charger. I think it was a 72 Charger, right? And Kate stops by and goes, hey, why don't we take the 72 Charger? And Clint goes, I'm not going to smash the window. I'm not going to ruin a 72 Charger. Why not? They want to kill you. I know. Hey, Kate, I know our lives are in danger. I know that they could kill us that they want to kill us. But unfortunately, breaking the window of a 72 Charger is not worth our lives. Why couldn't he? All he had to do, the ruining of a 72 Charger was he was going to smash the window so that he could get in. That's it. What? You can't replace a window of a 72 Charger? No. The show literally didn't want Clint to have the 72 Charger and came up with the stupidest, weakest reasoning why. I don't want to break a window off of a 72 Charger. I'd much rather take this, what was it, a Chevy that looks all beat up, doesn't even know if I can start. I'd rather take that car to save my life. I mean, come on. Come on, how blatantly stupid does this show need to be? Well, look at what I'm talking about. That's the MCU fanboys. But then, okay, fine. You don't want to use the Charger. Whatever. Okay, but now, here's the thing. I, unlike Clint, have not been a spy for 20 years. Okay, I've not been an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. for 20 years. And even I'm going, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Okay? Take one of your arrows while Kate is in front of the car admiring it, right? And you're trying to hotwire the car. Take one of your arrows, toss it to Kate and go, hey, Kate, puncture one of the tires so that way Echo, okay, or whoever owns the car won't take the Charger and chase us. Now, I'm somebody who doesn't have 20 years of spy experience, and I came up with that idea. But apparently Hawkeye, who has been a spy for 20 years, didn't come up with the idea of disabling the fastest car on the lot from being able to chase them. But you can't do that. That would make sense. Not only that, you can't do that because if Hawkeye actually did what actually made sense and what was logical and something he would normally think of, right? If the show had him do that, you wouldn't have had the car chase scene. So the show has to make it that Hawkeye is too stupid to go, hey, let's disable the fastest car in the lot so that way we can get away easier. This is so stupid. Then the trick arrows. Okay, I have to talk about the trick arrows. Because as much as I loved seeing the trick arrows in this episode, seeing the trick arrows also pissed me the hell off. And I'll explain why. Because in every MCU movie, we see Hawkeye in. Hawkeye only has 3 types of arrows, right? Regular arrow, explosive arrows, and the grappling hook arrow, which he only used once in the first Avengers movie. Now, I was a Hawkeye fan, and I would have liked to have seen Hawkeye have the trick arrows in the MCU movies. But the Marvel didn't have it, so I was thinking, okay, Marvel is going in the MCU, Hawkeye doesn't have trick arrows. Because he never uses any trick arrows in any MCU movie he's in. He only uses those 3 types of arrows: regular arrow, explosive arrows, and the grappling hook arrows. So I'm not happy about it, but if that's what they want, then that's fine. I'll accept the fact that in the MCU, Hawkeye doesn't have trick arrows. Then episode 3 comes along and Marvel goes, "Fool, fuck you, fooled you. Hawkeye had trick arrows all along. We just didn't want him. We just didn't think of actually having him use it." So I'm sorry. Seeing Hawkeye actually have trick arrows pissed me off, because now it's like, why didn't Hawkeye use the trick arrows in the Avengers movie against the Chitauri? That would have been helpful. Why didn't Hawkeye use the trick arrows in the airport battle scene? That would have been helpful. Why didn't Hawkeye use the trick arrows against the Ultron robots? That would have been helpful. So I'm sorry. Seeing him finally use trick arrows, I was glad. But the fact that the MCU's established that Hawkeye's had trick arrows pissed me off, because I wanted to see those trick arrows from the first Avengers movie. Him having the trick arrows in this show is Marvel going, "Fuck you, he had trick arrows all along." So then we have the whole idea of the closest thing to a semblance of a plot in this show, which is Hawkeye wants to go home for Christmas with his family. Now, this show is coming up with any bullshit excuse to keep Hawkeye from going home so that they can have any element of a plot. The first thing was Hawkeye can't go home until he gets the Ronin suit back. So I'm figuring, okay, it'll probably take 2 or 3 episodes for him to somehow get the cowl back. That's what's going to be a big part of why he's staying in the city. Nope. He gets the cowl within 20 minutes. Or he gets the Ronin outfit in about 20 minutes later. He would have got the Ronin outfit 10 minutes later, but they had to spend 10 minutes of time wasting of him in that Renaissance fair. Where apparently during the Renaissance, okay, ninjas were around. You have a guy in a Renaissance fair dressed as a ninja, and the people in charge are going, "Oh yeah, that's appropriate." Oh my God, I love it. So anyway, he gets the Ronin outfit. So why does he need? So how do you get him to stay? Oh, okay. He needs to stay so that he can go to the leaders of the Tracksuit Mafia and try to clear Kate's name. I don't know how he thinks he can do that or how it's going to work, but whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, that's going to take at least 2 episodes. Nope. Takes another episode, and oops, they don't believe you. You can't clear her name. So now you've escaped. So you got the Ronin outfit. You failed at being able to clear her name. You now have no reason to stay in the city. You are keeping Kate hidden in the friend's apartment because it's the closest thing you have to a safe house. And you want to go home to your family. Here's an idea. Hawkeye, take Kate with you to your house. That way, she could be at your house as a safe house. It's not like the tracksuit mafia is going to figure out where, you live. I mean, you brought your event, what was it called? Hydra, when they took over S.H.I.E.L.D., they couldn't figure out where you were living. I doubt the tracksuit mafia have better resources than Hydra did. So if you were safe from Hydra, I think you're pretty safe from the tracksuit mafia. But you can't have Hawkeye bring Kate to his house because then the show would be over. Hawkeye can go home anytime he wants. But the show has to force Clint not to go home so you can have a semblance of a plot. Why can't Clint just take Kate and say, Kate, we'll hide out at my house for 3 or 4 days because Christmas is only in 3 or 4 days. We'll hide out at my place where you're safe for 3 or 4 days, okay? Once my Christmas is over, I'll try and figure out what to do next. No. Then we have the cab ride. We have the cab ride where Kate goes to Hawkeye and goes, okay, so everything with the tracksuit mafia didn't work out. So since we have nothing to do you want to help me prove that my future father-in-law is a murderer? And Hawkeye would go, no, I want to go see my family. The only obligation that I have to you is to keep you safe until I can try and figure out what's going on with the tracksuit mafia. But the show needs him to stay. So now Kate, who has absolutely nothing to back up her accusation that her future father-in-law killed his father, now Clint is helping Kate on a wild goose chase just to keep him in the city so that you can have this heart-tugging plot device of how Clint just wants to go home to his family when Clint can go home to his family anytime he wants. It's just so stupid. Then we have Echo, okay? Or whatever I think it's Echo. We have her as a kid. Hold on. We have Echo, okay? We have Echo, we have Kate. Hell, we have Yelena, okay? I remember there used to be a time when to be a superhero or a supervillain, you needed, superpowers, okay? Or at the very least, as Sam Wilson would say, everybody has a gimmick, okay? Hawkeye has, his trick arrows, right? Black Widow has her stinger. Bucky has his metal arm. Sam Wilson has the Falcon wings. Nowadays, at least they had something. Apparently now, okay, to qualify as a superhero or a supervillain in the MCU, all you got to be are two things: female and learned how to be learn martial arts when you were 5. That's it. That's all it takes to be a superhero or a supervillain. What do you think Yelena, Kate, and Echo are? Just regular women who learned martial arts since they were 5. That's it. How? You got real world people like Jackie Chan in his prime or Ewan McGregor in his prime. Real people, okay, actually qualify as superheroes or supervillains in the MCU now. Top tier MMA fighters could literally qualify as supervillains or superheroes. I could literally go on an I could actually go on an SJW rant. Nah, screw it. How about something more actually effective? How about I go on a rant that there's zero effort, minimal effort, zero creativity in actually coming up with interesting characters? I mean, seriously. All Kate Echo and Yelena are people who trained in martial arts since they were 5. Like seriously, come on. If you were to take Jackie Chan in his prime, okay, Bruce Lee in his prime, Ewan McGregor in his prime, Jet Li in his prime, and have them go up against Yelena, okay, fictional characters, Yelena, Kate, and Echo. Who do you think would win? My money would be on real people. Jackie Chan, Ewan McGregor, Jet Li would kick the ass of what qualifies as superheroes and supervillains in the MCU now. How am I supposed to take this seriously? You know, there's always a thing, there's a thing in regards to superheroes. A superhero is only as great as the supervillains they face. What does Kate have? The tracksuit mafia and Echo. That's it. Wow, what a great superhero who's got one of the lamest supervillain gangs as part of a rogue gallery. This is explain to me what you people are taking about this show seriously, because I can't find it. I really can't find it. I could. There's more that I could cover, but it's like I don't know what more else. I don't know what more I can do. This show is a goddamn joke. It's ridiculous, and I couldn't stop laughing throughout all of it. The giant arrow. Are you? You have them walking. You've got a dozen possible trick arrows, explosive, nat, any of those. No. Because the writers of this show went, hey, let's have them have a giant arrow for no reason. Like, what possible scenario would require a giant-sized arrow? Oh, wait, none. But because the writers had this cool idea, let's have a giant arrow, we're putting it in. They're on a bridge. He drops this literal giant spear on a bridge. Like why wouldn't that actually ruin the... Like, are you kidding me? This is... For those of you who love this show, okay, here's the thing, okay? The mental capacity necessary to take this show seriously is the equivalent of this show doing this for 40 minutes and you being entertained. Because this is the mental... Enjoying this, okay, is the same mental capacity necessary to take this show seriously. You're ridiculous. Oh my God. I so hope the rest of this show and the remaining 3 episodes are just as bullshit written and ridiculous as episode 3, because episode 1 and 2 were just a real disappointment. I hope it's just as stupid as this episode. So that way, because it's the only way I can enjoy this episode. It's not like I can enjoy this episode because it was good. The only way I can enjoy MCU TV shows is because they're goddamn stupid. Well, other than Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was at least, excuse me, passable. Anyway, yeah, I had to make a video talking about episode 3. Hopefully I'll talk about the other TV shows, but this episode 3 was just gloriously stupid. Anyway, I'm out of here. See ya.